iCarly fans are dying over the news that Carly and Freddie are finally dating. When Blair and Chuck initially started dating on Gossip Girl, you were probably in your first relationship if you were a cool teen in the late aughts. The rest of us were chatting about which of the two iCarly girls, played by Miranda Cosgrove and Jeanette McCurdy, would end up with their one-guy buddy, Freddie Nathan Kress, while we were alone at home and playing Gaia online. I promise there were several of us, it wasn't just me. There are thousands of us, if the response to the most recent episode of Paramount Plus' iCarly remake is any indication. Over 10 years after Nickelodeon aired the series' conclusion of the initial run, the moment Carly kissed Freddie farewell before leaving the country, the longtime friends have now made their relationship official. The revival's third season, which debuted in May, began with a 3-episode arc about Carly coming to terms with her genuine feelings for Freddie. When Freddie gets engaged, Carly discovers she can't bear the idea of being apart from him, despite having spent their entire acquaintance believing they were nothing more than friends. By the end of last week's episode, I Make New Memories, Carly quits denying her feelings for Freddie and instead makes an effort to persuade him that she feels the same way. Carly and Freddie made it official in I Go Public, which had its Paramount Plus debut on Thursday, by publicly declaring their romance to their friends, family, and online followers. My erstwhile forum comrades and I immediately hailed the comedy gods for finally being on our side. This is something that the program has been building to for more than 15 years, so it's no surprise that the real-life fans immediately lost their collective SHT on social media. iCarly's fandom is nothing if not patient, especially after 3 seasons of this reboot with a 20-something slant. The hanging will they, won't they carrot might wear out another crowd. Even though Carly and Freddie have only recently begun dating, their relationship has a long history. Freddie almost salivated over Carly as soon as the original iCarly started. She believed that they would be better off as friends. But the reboot reveals that Freddie didn't come around to her point of view until the show had already ended. But the Nickelodeon sitcom tried something different. Instead of focusing on Freddie swooning over a girl who didn't like him for 5 seasons, Freddie began dating Sam, the best friend of Carly, in season 2. So began a protracted argument between Sam and Freddie stans, and Carly and Freddie shippers. The enemies to lovers plotline in Seti's favor saw Sam, who was generally tough, soften as she learned how to be in a loving relationship. Freddie did, however, have the advantage of 2 childhood friends growing closer as they became older, which is what happened later in the Nick program. Nickelodeon virtually put up billboards to promote the episode where Carly and Freddie finally made out after months of teasing the one when Sam and Freddie enjoyed their first kiss. The program itself didn't focus too heavily on the love triangle, yet choosing between Team Freddie and Team Seti felt like a prerequisite for folks who adored iCarly a little too deeply. The fact that Carly, Freddie, and Sam didn't fight very much was one of the things that made the show stand out in the crowded field of sitcoms for young teens at the time. They didn't dwell on the relationship or Sam's jealousy when Carly started dating her ex-boyfriend, but Sam may have been a little miffed. Rather, they were preoccupied with inserting vile remarks about people's naked feet. Each member of the group left the city and remained single as the show came to a close. They all yet harbored unresolved affections for one another, because crushes don't end so quickly in middle school sitcoms for horny students. The relationship between Carly and Freddie had changed once more by the time Paramount Plus released new iCarly in 2021. Freddie has taken over as Sam's closest friend because Sam no longer appears on the show and now leads a life on the road. Even if it seems strange that Freddie is now divorced twice, it gave us a great new character in the form of his extremely bright adoptive stepdaughter Millicent. Additionally, it confirms that Freddie does indeed fuck, making it simpler to see him as a potential love interest. Most significantly, Carly and Freddie are in their 22nd and seeking a more committed relationship. As the love tension built up to the big moment, they began questioning if they could be together as early as season 1. Carly pretended to be dating Freddie in the first episode of season 2 so she could post about it on social media for some complicated reason that was later retconned. In one episode, Freddie and Carly even unintentionally stayed in a honeymoon room with aphrodisiacs all over the king-sized bed. Because iCarly is utterly irreverent, the episode finished with Carly and Freddie refusing a threesome invitation from Carly's eccentric acquaintance, who appeared in that episode only once and never again. A more serious program would have closed the episode with them having sex. There will undoubtedly be more planned honeymoon suite escapades now that Carly and Freddie are a couple. Because I will always be on #Team Seti and because I want to keep this series a bit PG-13, I kind of hope we don't see those on the screen. Even though I am exactly the same age as the characters, it's occasionally wonderful to enjoy an adult romantic relationship without all the hassles that go along with it.